You won the tournament, thank freaking God.
I feel like I'm still processing it. Like, I look at the trophy and I'm like,
Be fully transparent, fully honest. Is Japan better than what we thought?
what separates Japan from other regions is their commitment to their game plan.
I think if Steve is gonna be banned, just ban him everywhere or don't ban him, is the way I see it.
If you practice, if you put your mind into it and the effort, like, you can learn it and you can beat Steve.
Well, we're back from a long weekend, and well, it's long weekend because it was like 2 days. It's the only 2 day tournament of the entire year, but still ran pretty well. Still had a really stacked bracket, honestly. But most importantly, Sonix, you won the tournament. Thank freaking God. So how do you feel about it? Because like honestly, man, I mean, I was hella rooting for you. You played a certain player that I was like, he's gonna kick his and you did, so thank you. And yeah, so tell me about it.
I mean, I feel great. I feel great. I feel really good. I'm very happy with how I played. I'm very happy I beat the certain player that I know you wanted me to beat, and the certain players that I know people wanted me to beat. So I'm very happy with that. I'm very happy I was able to defend the home turf, the NA, and I think it was beautiful seeing like the crowd come together. You know, like as against me as the crowd normally is. To be fair, it hasn't been that against me like as of late, but you know, like normally because you'll have like Spar going Grants as well or something, like it'll be a little more even-ish, if not Spargo's favor, as far as the crowd goes. But this time I was like completely just people chanting for me to win, which you know I think it was nice to see like the crowd come full circle, even though if it was just for like you know because Japan, but yeah, like I think it was a great event. I mean, I'm just really happy with my composure that weekend.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You did look really solid, and I mean, honestly, there was. We're just gonna put names out there. Like, dude, I think your closest head was with Big D. Like, how did you feel about that?
It was. How did I feel? I was a little nervous. I think that was probably the set I was the most nervous about, just because I don't have much IEC's experience. Like,
Mm.
who the hell plays that character, bro? Like,
Yeah.
there's nobody. And like, I had played him in friendlies at Miami, and I was winning most games, but I was still like, they're a lot closer than I feel like they should be, because like I just don't know what the hell this character does. And so as soon as that happened, even before the port bracket was announced, I went ahead and I just hit up an ICs player that I knew was good, and I was like, "Yo, I need to practice this matchup." And he was like, "Oh, what for?" I was like, "Well, no reason, but I just know I suck at it, and like eventually I know I'm gonna fight big D's sometimes, so I want to like be good at it." So I fought him. I practiced. I got better. That being said, I didn't practice it enough to like have a lot of things like just down. I guess like just like completely understood in the matchup, but I mean, I guess it was enough. I started remembering a lot of things like I think it was game 3 and onward. Like I started just remembering how to like go over Blizzard, go over a lot of things that he wasn't doing in the first couple games. But overall, I never really saw myself losing that. Like I knew, like I was like, I think it's gonna be a tough set, especially given the matchup experience I have in this, and like how intricate that character is and how good Big D is as well with the character and just in general. But I think I'm gonna come out on top, and I did. So yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh, it's
didn't.
pretty good.
I just want to mention that you also, I mean, we were watching and the crowd, and I remember seeing you making a comeback because it was really a tough matchup for you. And like we were even watching it, and Big D was one hit away. Just like one interaction, you immediately just make stuff explode, man. That was crazy.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, no, that dude, that was crazy because I knew just based off of how ice climbers work. Because shout outs to D tier, by the way. D tier's an IC's player that helped me practice the matchup like right before I played Big D. D tier told me like so many like small details about ICs that he was like, "Oh, if you do this at this time, like it's over, bro. Like in this situation, like this is a checkmate situation." So my goal, like towards the end, I was like, "Okay, like if I put Big D in this spot, it's over." And then I did, and Big D had no choice to like, but like side B. If he had a B, he also would have gone hit like air dodge. He was dead, you know. So like it was a checkmate situation. I was
Hey,
like, "Yeah." So I kind of like popped off a little bit because I needed that. I needed that comeback.
Yeah. Also, well, I don't know if you heard about this, but he was also practicing versus Sonic. And do you want to know who he was playing with?
Who?
He was playing with Ouch. Ouch Sonic, bro.
Ouch, Sonic.
Yeah, that's the thing now. See, you're making an impact in a lot of players.
Wow, that's news to me. Wow, that's crazy. I did not know he had a Sonic.
At
But
the end, we'll
hey, I
have
mean,
the
We will
world
all have a Sonic.
full of Sonics. I don't want that, bro. Damn.
I'm for it. I'm all for it. I'm
This is
Oh,
all.
your
you
influence.
you are.
You are all for it, but we're not all for it, bro. This is your influence, man.
Give me a top 8 full of Sonics, man. Just everybody has a
Eh.
pocket Sonic.
No.
Maybe we'll see about that.
But Sonics, remember we had you in the show really early in the Go Talk days, and I remember asking you what were your goals, and you said, "Oh, I want to become the best player in the world." And now, well, of the last two tournaments, you're being kind of like the most consistent player, right? Because of Spargo getting 17th, and of course you're getting second Miami, then first the priority. And I'm not gonna lie, you kind of destroyed everybody. I mean, this specific player that we've been talking about since the beginning. You kind of destroyed all of them and all of Japan. And Japan is supposed to be like the best region in the world, right? But you made it seem so free. I didn't want to use that word, but you're gonna use so free. So yeah, I guess how is that like I remember like asking you what was your plan, and you were just like, oh, a lot of hard working, a lot of studying, a lot of like playing and like practicing grinding. How have the hard work paid off, bro? I mean, of course you won the biggest tournament, but how does it feel?
Man, it's crazy because yeah, I mean, I was doing all the hard work, all the studying, all the practice, all the VOD reviewing, all the labbing and all that, but there were still a few things that I was missing, mainly the mental. Like, dude, I started playing Smash Bros. I'm sure you're familiar, Meister, Smash
Mm.
Bros.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was getting salty as hell, man. Like, I had not gotten salty at the game in forever. And like while playing Smash Bros, even though I was winning, because like my record's like I only have 4 losses and a bunch of wins, even though I have a really good record on it, like I was still getting mad even though I was winning. Cause I was just like, dude, like Wi-Fi, like this and that. And so my mental with the game, like I stopped trying to like learn because I just wanted to have like a clean record, like no losses, no this, and just like beat Spargo's record, whatever. So I was just getting super tilted. And coming into this tournament, I actually I was I was not doubting myself, but I was feeling a little concerned about that because I was like, man, like I've been getting so tilted lately. Like I played Spargo at Coinbox, I got tilted. But then I remembered, I was like, that's Wi-Fi though. Like it's Wi-Fi is just it does things to you, man. It really does. And so that being said, I mean, obviously I did also like make note of that in my head, and I was like, okay, like if I get tilted because of X, like if I get hit, if I get hit by some dumb combo or setup, whatever, like just relax, breathe. I'm still in it. I can still do it. Like just learn from this. Like how can I beat it next time? So I switched to like that thinking of like, man, like that option's so broken or that character's so dumb to just like, okay, how do I beat this? How do I do that? And I think that's truly what helped me this weekend because dude, I got hit by some bullshit like straight up. I
Yeah.
was gonna hit like I was gonna hit especially by like Game and Watch. Steve, not really because I had practiced that matchup before like I played Acola, but Game and Watch. I mean, as much as I played Meister, I feel like there were a lot of things that I just like I was nervous to punish, and I know for a fact myself you were probably like, dude, what the like you punish me every time for this like
Yes,
I
but
know.
well, before you continue, that's my fault because this dude did message me. He was like, "Yo, we gotta play," and we were being sad in the room, and that's it. And I didn't see the message until he beat Miya in winners finals, I believe. And then I was like, "Oh, you got this in grands." And then it was kind of shaky, but you did get it. It's all good.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean that's understandable. I mean also I think that he kind of had a little bit of an advantage coming. I feel like it's crazy because usually like people will think, oh, you're coming from losers, like you're at a disadvantage because you got to win 2 sets in a row.
Yeah,
But I feel like it can go both ways because
Mm.
yes, you do, but you're also warmed up.
yeah,
Yeah.
And like Miya was very clearly warmed up. I was not. Like I was getting so many misinputs that it was crazy. I was getting really mad at that. And then that's why like I feel like second set I was like, okay, like let me just like reset mentally and just like physically. And I started picturing myself doing things correctly and like just making the right inputs. And then I started doing them and I started punishing him for doing things that I know how to punish.
Mm.
Uh but yeah, I feel like I don't know, like overall, I mean, I feel good. I feel like the practice has been paying off. I mean, Leo, you and I have also been playing a lot, which is really good practice. I've been playing Cosmos. I've been playing just all these relevant matchups. I was playing like all the Steves, man. I went through the Steve Gauntlet before Port. So I don't know. I'm really really glad that the practice has been paying off. And on top of that, like I just don't feel any pressure anymore. This is something that we have all talked about. Like I think I've told you guys that I used to struggle with like nerves and just like the crowd and the people. And I feel like as of late, like right after SmashCon, like SmashCon was like the wake up call for me.
Mm.
And since then, I've learned to like just not care and focus on the things that matter.
Yeah, we all have that kind of event where we get like 33rd, 26th, 25th, 17th, and we're like, okay, that's
Oh,
stupid. I gotta step
that's
it
Yeah.
up.
that's
Hmm.
Yeah.
happening again. That's
Yeah,
For real.
yeah.
For real.
Or your
dude,
mental
yeah.
resets, I
Hmm.
guess.
hmm
But the Steam Gauntlet, that stuff that you said, you have to go through this Steam Gauntlet, bro. That's some dedication. Steve, bro. I guess this is another thing I wanted to ask you. For those kind of matchups that like you don't see that often, I guess you can practice them offline, right? But like there are some characters like I don't know, like I know you practice a lot against me, against Cosmos, Aegis, but against Game and Watch, I guess the only other practice that you can have is Meister, right? To go against Miya, how exactly do you prepare?
I did a lot of studying. So the thing about me versus Japanese players, like the reason why I think like people see like, oh, he does really good against them and stuff. Most of the time, I've already studied them. Well, I've studied like pretty much all the high to top level players. I want to say like top 100 players. Like I have written notes on them. But specifically for Miya, I know Miya has been a roadblock for Ken for a while,
Hmm.
and I was actually, and I'm like, huh, like that's crazy because I feel like Sonic is really good against Game and Watch, and like I'm good against Game and Watch, so let me try and help you. So I was trying to help Ken with it for SmashCon too, and I was there and I was showing him like, okay, when he does this, you punish it with that, and so like I kind of had like a basic idea of how Miya played, and from studying him, and so I had notes written down, and from that I feel like I kind of already knew what to expect going into it and how to punish it. Now that being said, the execution was still a little tricky. So with that, what I did was I hopped in training mode. Into like with the training mod pack, I hopped in there. I set the CPU to like do something, do the things that Mia does, and I was like, okay, let me practice punishing this, and I just did that until I got it like 10 times in a row, and I just did it with like every I don't want to call it cheesy setup, but every gimmicky setup I guess that he
Hmm.
had, and then that's where like I was able to avoid it for the most part until grants, of course. But
Yeah.
but yeah, that's how I went about preparing for Miya. I also actually played him in friendlies the day before,
Oh, how did
and
that go?
I was destroying him. Like not gonna lie, I
Oh my god.
so but at the same time, I feel like he sandbagged a little bit. I feel like
Probably.
he sandbagged because especially like I was not getting, or I don't know, maybe I just played worse. That could have also been a thing because I was like a bit more nervous. But overall, I don't remember like getting ledge trapped by like sausage as much, or
Mm.
getting up aired as much as he was up airing me uh in bracket.
Yeah.
And a matter of fact, I also made him switch to Steve. Then again, like I could tell like he was visibly getting upset at certain things, so I don't know if he was sandbagging or not. But because Gluto said the same thing, because it was Gluto, him, and I playing, and
Oh.
Gluto also told me like I feel like he's sandbagging. I'm like, really? I don't know, but yeah,
That's what it.
I don't know. I've interacted with him very little, honestly, so I don't really know what type of player he is in that regard. But I saw because I can kind of believe it to a certain extent because I saw he was playing light as well, but he was playing him as Steve,
hmm
which I was like, why wouldn't you go Game and Watch? But I don't know. Maybe he was. Maybe it's a lot of things, like you say. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he was just like maybe he was just getting ready for you, but like you said, it didn't even matter. That's the chat goal. How does it feel to get the biggest win in your entire career? I mean, the biggest tournament in the mustache tournament in Smash Ultimate history.
Dude, it's unreal. I don't know. Like I believed in myself that I could do it, but it's one thing to believe in yourself that you can do it, and it's another thing to like after you do it, it's like wow, like I did this, you know? Like I feel like I'm still processing it. Like I look at the trophy and I'm like, or I look at like
Yeah.
I look at the VODs and I'm like, wow, like I played really well. I don't know. I'm just really happy. I'm just proud of myself. But at the same time, I'm not gonna get complacent with it because I like it's very easy to just be like, oh man, I won the biggest. Like, of course, yeah, I did do it. It's something to keep in mind. It's a sign and it's a signal and an indicator that I can do it. Like I can keep doing it. But I know that I also shouldn't fall back on it every time. Like say, oh, because I won this tournament, I should automatically win the next tournament, right? Like I still have to put in the work. I still have to eat well, sleep well, practice, VOD review, do all these things. You know, I need to treat it as, you know, just another day in the office, like just another 9 to 5. Like I need a tomorrow's another day. The next tournament's another day, you know, like it is what it is. But I'm very happy overall, and I'm very excited to keep learning and improving.
Nice. Going step by step, that will lead you to the final goal. Cycling. That's how it be.
So tell me a little bit more now that we are talking about Japan. We have had this whole NA versus Japan thing. Everyone's like, oh my god, they are on another level. They do stuff we don't. Some of which I agree. I'm not gonna lie.
Hmm.
But you kind of had the most experience against them this weekend, like, or at least I would say so. And you literally played the top 1 and 2 in Japan, so and you beat them too. So tell me, what do you think? Be fully transparent, fully honest. We don't give a shit in this podcast. No, we do. But still, tell me about it. Is Japan better than what we thought?
Better than when we. Who's we?
Like, just everyone in general. Because, at first they were like, yeah, Japan is good. But, like, are they actually that good? Like, do you think they are the best region in the world? Or, like, do you think the players are better than pretty much everyone in NA, for example? Like, what do you think?
I think that what separates Japan from other regions is that it's their commitment to their game plan. It's good and bad, right? Because it's like it's good because if they're doing really broken stuff, really things that are hard to deal with, like the more they do them, like the risk reward on it, it's usually really good. So if you don't punish them, like you're gonna lose. If you
Mhm.
punish them the first time, it's like okay, but if they keep doing it, like eventually, if you miss some punishes, like you're gonna lose. But if your execution is on point, you're gonna win. Uh, are they as good? I think they are. Yeah, I mean, it was 5 Japanese players in top 8. Like that's crazy. That is crazy. And like the Japanese players pretty much beat NA's best players or some of the NA's best players, which was crazy to see. But I don't think that they're that much better. And I think that for NA people, like it's mostly a matter of mentality. Like it's a mental and maybe a bit more practice, I guess, because I noticed that the Japanese players are very very studied in how to punish like a lot of the niche interactions in the game. Like Acola is studied at that. Miya, I could tell. So I think that's what separates them from the rest, and it's that consistency, that commitment to their game plan, and like just like playing like final bosses, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what makes it hard. That's what makes them good. But again, like I don't think NA is that far off, and I also do think that at top level, the I want to say like if we were to have like top 5 NA versus top 5 Japan, or even top 10, I think that NA wins.
Strong words from a strong man, may I
Yeah,
say.
like you mean in a crew battle?
In a crew battle, yeah, I think in a crew battle, or just like
Like,
yeah,
Like in the
in a crew
top 8,
battle.
for example. Well, I guess,
ye-
no, never mind.
yeah, like having 20 people at a tournament and just be like, oh, who gets like 4 there? I don't know. But
Yeah, yeah,
strong words, like Meister said. But
yeah.
I cannot
Yeah.
do anything except for agreeing because I do agree. The top 10 in the US is, I mean, NA is absolutely like broken.
That being said, though, I think that the what makes Japan so good is their concentration of talent. Like the top 10, like the upper level of NA is like, I think it's higher slightly, but just like overall the high level of Japan, like there's so many high level players, so many good players that you've never even heard of, or they just haven't traveled and they're doing really good in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
that it's just crazy. Like there's a lot of hidden bosses in Japan. Obviously there's also some hidden bosses in NA, but I feel like overall Japanese players uh have that like X factor, I guess you can say. Those like high level players where they'll just like they'll do really good in Japan, or sometimes they're not even doing that good in Japan, but they're good, or they've gotten some results, and then they come to an A and then like they upset a lot of people. I don't know, like it's really crazy to see. And then again, I think that part is specifically like the mental. I don't know. I would have to go to Japan and see how they train, but I want to say it's like something about how they train, like because we know that they have the smash mate like Sumameto. They have that. They have a lot more discipline with their practice compared to NA.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but I mean, I think NA players are very talented in the sense that some don't even like practice like that or dedicate their time into the game, and they still do really good. And it makes me wonder, like, if they did put that dedication, that effort into the game, like they would do so much better.
Yeah, I can see that. So I guess the question, with all of that said, is, well, there's two questions I have for you. So the first one, what are we going to do? Like what's the plan to deal with Japan? I mean, you're chilling. I can see you. You're kicking their like you're doing good. But what do you think NA should do? Like compared to them, do you think it's like what you said? Like we just gotta like be more committed to like the training and the practice. Because like I understand all of what you're saying for sure. Like I've seen like their boot camps, for example, in Japan. That's like super cool. Like the top players just gather around for like a small 16-man bracket or something like that, and that's like they
Yeah.
take that as their practice, and it's like really good because it's literally all of the top level in a single bracket. Like
Hmm.
what do you think we should do? Do you think we should do something like that as well?
Definitely. I mean, I think that the only way to really improve is to lift each other up. Like, I think that's the way to go. Because I know there's also that rivalry of like within an A, like, oh, like let's say for example, like I know Light, Zamba, and like Tweak, they have this competition for like who's the number one in the US. That being said, they do practice with each other from what I've seen. Uh, Aside from that, though, I think that I don't know. I think NA just should really focus on more. Should really be like more open to feedback,
Yeah.
and I was gonna say losing, but I mean obviously like people don't like losing, but what if you do lose, right? Like even small games, because it's something like I'm like I've done this myself, where it's like I lose on Wi-Fi or whatever, and I'm like, man, like I just get mad instead of saying like, oh, okay, I lost because of this. Let me just like get better at this, or let me write this down and just make note that this is something I need to like get better at punishing or whatever dealing with.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the next step, because I just see like again like even the mid-level Japanese players know how to punish things that even top NA players don't know how to punish.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's just being more studied with the game, VOD reviewing more as well, and just playing more too. Like I know some people don't play like that, and playing different people, because I feel like it's very easy to get comfortable just playing like the same two or three people every day or every week. But and it's like you can improve, but after a certain point, you're just playing against the player. Like you're not
Yeah.
necessarily
Yeah.
learning. Uh, so I think that just playing more people, labbing more, VOD reviewing more even when you lose, and taking care of yourselves too, I think is a big part. Cause like if you like you have no idea the amount of players that I've just talked to, and they're like, I'm just like, yo, like how do you feel about today? And they're like, man, I barely slept last night, but we'll see what we can do. And it's like, dude, like
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
not
see.
Dude.
happening. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something
Exactly.
something I started doing lately too, because like I've started like losing weight, like that comes with like
And
dieting and like
Nice.
okay.
I've been working out, sleeping well, and I felt that in Miami, because in Miami I felt really good because of that, because like I slept well. I mean, I was working out the week before Miami, and just eating well throughout the whole week that we were there, and it helped a long way, like a really
Mhm.
really long way. I felt ready for
Yeah.
every set, so you're definitely right about that.
Yeah. That's an important thing that players need to have in consideration when going to tournaments. I believe we'll like us three have talked about it in person, but it's very important to like feel good with yourself, like physically be good, like eating well, sleeping well, like being comfortable, like even taking showers. Please take showers. Someone motivating you now taking showers, please, guys. And yeah, everything you need to take care of yourself, like you guys said. I mean, it all comes from deep down, right? Like if you want to be from your best in the game, you gotta feel close to your best or your best, like physically, mentally, I guess.
Now, the last question I had for you, and this is very important, man. Like, I hope you're ready.
I'm ready.
Should we go to Japan? And when I say we, I mean the three of us that are in this call right here. Should we go to Japan eventually next year? Mayhaps.
Mayhaps. I hate that word. Mayhaps.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we should. I think we should for a lot of reasons. Main one being the practice, of course. Number two, the experience. And I think we should also go there just to like make a statement, cause like how Spargo did. I mean, Spargo already did it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I think we should also do that ourselves, in the sense of he just went there and he just beat everybody, man. Like that was crazy. That was crazy to see. He did not break a sweat. So I think we should go. I think obviously, like for me, I mean, I would love to go there. I want to go there. I want to meet up with all the Sonics because there's a lot of Sonics in Japan. And yeah, so I want to do that. I want to practice with a lot of people and just learn, and just like really like take a dive into Japan's training meta, like Japan's meta in general, and just see like their training routines and just see how they like get better, how they improve. Like, is it really just raw talent? Is it them just studying a lot? Like, I want to see what it is that makes them really good. Besides the amount of tournaments that they have too, because I know they have a lot of tournaments.
Yeah, and also I feel like the Japanese players, like just competition aside, whatever, that's another thing. They're just really nice overall. Like I get along with every Japanese player. They're like so nice, and like I don't know about you guys, but I wanted to go there to just talk to them. Like if needed, I'll learn Japanese. Like even the most basic Japanese, I'll learn it just so I can talk a little bit with them. Cause like I just want to get to know them better. You know, like competition aside, it's like I mean we should definitely
Yeah.
get into all of that. But like you said, you want to meet all the Sonic players over there. It's like, dude, yeah, like they're so nice. They're just so nice.
They're so nice. They're very nice people. They oh, sorry, were you gonna say something, Leo?
No, I was just gonna say that, like, I imagine all the Japanese Sonics with you, just like you said, having 8 Sonics in the top 8. That's
That's the dream.
Imagine it, bro. Imagine
That's
if you
the
go to
dream.
Japan and suddenly all of the Sonics start getting better, and the Kagaribi, you get you plus 7 Sonics. That was so crazy. I don't blame you
That's
so
the
hard for
dream.
that one.
Dude, they're already blaming me for Ken. So
What?
Okay.
yeah, because he got into Watch the Throne, and EE was like, "This is your fault. This is your fault." I was like, man.
It's like, bro, he's good. What do you want, man? Like,
Yeah, right. No, Japanese players they're really nice. They're really good, and they're also funny. Like I can't understand what they're saying, but I just know like based off their gestures and stuff. Like I think they're funny as hell. Like they're cool people to be around. They're also just usually always like fun. You know, like just happy. Like you'll never see them like really. Yeah, they'll get mad if they lose, but it'll only last them like what 2 minutes, and then
Yeah.
they're all smiles again. They're all chilling. You know, so I really admire that from them.
Yeah, I think they do a really good job. They're probably the region that does the best at this, and that is that they do a really good job at separating like rivalry in the game. That's it. It's a rivalry in the game, you know? But then outside the game, they do what we all should do, which is just be chill around each other, and that's it, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we go to Japan, we make the statement, then we come back and start winning everything. That's the plan.
That's the plan. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I don't see any other way to do it. I think that works. Like, we would get so much experience, so much practice, and we also get to like visit Japan.
Oh, yeah.
It's a W.
On a little bit of a different topic, let's now talk about your bracket, Leo. So,
The bracket? You're sure you don't want to go over your bracket first?
No. So let's talk about your bracket.
Mine is depressing. Mine is depressing AF. Let me explain. Okay, my bracket, it has started. Okay, I just want to mention something real quick. We got fourth place at doubles. Maister and me, after going to losers. We almost made the run, but Mario on Battlefield is really broken, and we couldn't win. Ah, Mario again, but that's
I
another
told
that's
I
another
told him
shit.
to
Then,
ban Battlefield. He didn't want to.
bro, I just okay. Not gonna say shit anymore. I'm not gonna say shit anymore, bro. But I also got fourth place in the squad strike with UPT. He's a troll. He's a troll. How can I take squad strike seriously like that? But in singles, my pool, I had to play Season as a player to make it out of pool. It was very good. I played Skygy a lot, so I wasn't worried. Then Armadillo, Lucario. I didn't get cheese this time, so I didn't lose. I only lost one game, so okay. After that, I had to play MVT. MVT offsetted Jora, the Japanese Samus. And it was a tough match. I almost lost 3-0, got the reverse 3-0. And that felt pretty good. I feel like I was playing really well in the bracket. I had to play Kaninabe after that. And even though I felt that I was playing really well as well against the Fox player, I guess the difference between him and Light were too big in like different aspects and like little situations that it was just so confusing for me. Like some interactions, and I ended up dying to like some crazy up smashes, some crazy conversions. I didn't even know that I could get dash stacking to up smash like at like 80 and I died, or
Oh
at least
yeah.
like Joker got hit by it. I didn't
Wow.
like I was like spamming Rebel's Guard because that's what I do against Fox most of the time, and it works. But this time I just got up smash out of like the dash stack and I couldn't do anything. It's crazy. And I don't know, even though I lost that set, I felt that I was playing really well and the matchup was just really fun. Like fundies, neutral, just playing the Japanese players because indeed they're very good. I don't know, I felt cool. And then Mutace, I went Byleth against Mutace. I always wanted to try that matchup. I think that matchup is very good if played correctly. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of beach practice, even though I still feel like I'm good at the matchup for some reason, but I guess Mute is just too good, right? Like I would need to learn the matchup better, but and it's not like I like the matchup with Joker either. So I just had to try something different. And it went 3-0 for him. But like all the games were really doable. It's just like there's one point where like I just kind of take the stock with Byleth and I start getting damaged, and after that it's just like, oh, like I'm too slow to like make the comeback. Like it's too predictable at some point. I guess like people already know what I'm trying to do, like make the comeback with Byleth. So I guess it turned out to be really hard. So sad that I ended up losing like a really close set against Kaninabe and then just getting 3-0 by Mutes. I guess going off like that in the bracket always feels kind of bad.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah,
Does.
that's how that was. His Spanish game was pretty good too, like with the turnips and whatnot. But like, he also got like a stitch, and it was like, what? Why would
Yeah,
he
like
get it there?
I was so careful with not getting hit by anything that he gets a stitch 80%, like boom boom 2 hits 80%. But I don't know, what can you do? Like that's the peach matchup.
I wanted to ask you against Kaninabe. I didn't watch the set when it happened because I think I was playing myself. But I watched it, like I watched the replay, and I saw that you were taunting him quite a bit.
Yeah,
Tell me a little bit about that. Like,
just
what's up?
okay.
Was he taunted?
Let me tell you why it was something. Because like you know that like Kaninabe was like Light, like he's kind of like a Light fan, right? Even though he's same as Gus Light, he's a Light fan. And when I was going up into Kaninabe, Light told me if you lose, I'll hate you. And I was like, oh, I'm not gonna lose, blah blah blah. I ended up losing excuse the XD, but like I don't remember which game was it, but like he took a stock. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of cool, and he taunted. Let's go, like the one that he became
Oh,
some
yeah.
fire, and I was like, oh, that's the one that Light does, and I was kind of like, nah, bro, you're not gonna pull that shit on me. You're not gonna pull that. Then I just started taunting like when I took a stock, but basically just because of that, like I guess like for me, I was like, oh, you're trying to feel cool, nah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, like nothing personal, of course, just like
Yeah.
narrative, I guess.
Yeah.
But
No, I
but
like
yeah,
it. I
Meister,
like it.
for you, how was your bracket? I
I
guess
didn't. I didn't compete. I don't know what you're talking about. I was
you didn't
spectating.
go.
That's it. Yeah, no, I didn't go. No, no. So that's gonna do it for today. No. So my bracket. So my bracket. In pools, I had to play Captain L. Really good Sheik player. I mean, I've known the guy since Smash 4. He used to main Pikachu back then. He was like really good, and he's still really good with Sheik. Then after that, I had to play PK Chris the next day. I was supposed to play Goblin, but he got upset by PK Chris, so I had to play PK Chris. And then I had to play T, and I thought I was ready because I studied him a lot. But and I also practiced, I guess, a lot of Pac-Man before going to whatchamacallit, to Poor Priority. But I lost, and I know why I lost. I mean, it's just a lot of my bad habits. It's something I've been studying a lot. That one thing I think Miya does better, and this I realized like throughout the weekend, is that he panics a lot less than what I do, and that's why he doesn't choke games. I guess is how I would put it. Because against T, like game one, I was doing really well. I was actually down an entire stock, and I still brought it to like last stock last hit. It was like me at 130, and he had like 150. And the reason why I died is because I held bucket and he uppered me. And it's like, yeah, why did I do that? Like it was just like reposition and that's it. Um, and then after that, I had to play Gact. If I had beaten T, I would have had to play Miya, which would have been insane. Um, but I didn't, so I had to play Gact. No, I had to play. Oh, this is funny. I had to play Rocky, like the Pac-Man. So I got Pac-Man into Pac-Man. If I had gotten double eliminated by Pac-Man, I think I was just gonna retire, bro. It was like, okay, like I don't deserve this. Like what? And then after that, I had to play Gact. Like I said, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to beat him because he beat me 3-0 in Delfino Masa, and I was like, how did I lose last game I watched? Let's not do that again. So I beat him, and then I had to play Onin or Pocket now. So Steve, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what you guys think, but I think Steve should not be banned just because of one reason, and that is that if it's not gonna be banned everywhere, it should just not be banned. Because like at this point, it's just like see
Yeah.
my practice versus Steve, and I think Sonix knows about this, was from like, well, at least for me, it was mainly from Coinbox, or even
Mm-hmm.
just online, right? But a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
Steve players, well, I can think of like two or three, are like either they retired because of the ban situation or the hate or whatnot, or they just switched mains. They no longer go Steve. And in Coinbox, I could at least play every Steve player that there was online, and I would keep my mind fresh on that matchup.
In
But nowadays, it's really hard because there's like no Steves to play with because they're all like, yeah, why would I play the game? And it's true. So I don't know
Mhm.
about you guys, but like, I mean, Onin still beat me because he's really good, not just because I didn't practice against Steve. It's definitely Bode. But I think if Steve is gonna be banned, just ban him everywhere or don't ban him. Is the way I see it. I don't know about you guys. How you feel about that?
I guess like for me would just be like the stuff you say, right? Like the fact that you cannot practice a matchup only is like you're playing against the specific player that you will probably play at the tournament that Steve is allowed. I don't feel like that's like that good. Like I feel the same way. Like if it's not going to be banned everywhere, like why not just
Yeah,
play Steve everywhere?
and I wanted to ask Sonix about this actually because he said he went through the Steve gauntlet. Because I was trying to look for
Mhm.
Steve practice as well, like before
Mhm.
or priority, and I could find like one Steve. I found like one or two. That's it. But like,
Wow.
how did you do it? Because I want to keep practicing against that character because I know, especially if we're gonna go to Japan. I mean, if I want to get far in bracket, I'm probably gonna fight Acola. So,
Yeah.
well, like, how did you do it?
Dude, I was struggling, man. I asked Twitter, I asked the server, like I
Oh yeah,
asked people in the server, I asked grind, I asked training, and it nothing worked much. Like not many Steves appeared because they were all like, "Oh, I have not played Steve in forever. I don't play this character anymore, or I don't play Wi-Fi, or it was just so many like, man, like I don't play this character anymore." And I was like, "Okay, like that sucks. What am I gonna do?"
yeah.
But I didn't like pay much attention. Oh, I did ask Onin actually. I
Oh,
asked Onin directly to play. We never got to play, but still,
yeah,
he was down to play.
yeah.
We never got to play, but I did find this other Steve. His tag is Char, or I don't know
Oh
if you
yeah,
pronounce it
yeah.
as
I know
Char.
him.
Yeah, yeah, Char, and I played him. And I would also, and then eventually I fought Syrup too. I'm sure you're familiar
I
with,
don't know
you
him.
know.
I'm sorry. I don't.
Oh,
No, I'm
well.
kidding.
but but yeah, I fought Syrup on Smash Bros a lot, and like I would beat him, and he kept trying to rematch, and I was like, oh yeah, this is perfect. Like this is perfect for VOD reviewing and stuff. So I would save all the VODs because it's a best of 3. So I saved the VODs. I would look at him like, oh, okay, I need to get better at breaking the blocks. And then I found him again on Smash Bros. And then eventually I got lucky because he asked for games in the server straight up, literally like the day before I left for port.
Oh, that's good. That's
And
really
I was
good.
like, yeah, I was like, that's perfect. So I played him for like 3 hours straight, and I think that's what helped. And no, Syrup, like playing him was actually really good because he played very similar to Acola. Like he had very similar habits, and he was also adapting like to what I was doing well. So it was really good practice. It was really good, and so I think that's what like helped me prepare because I had to fight 2 Steves, bro. Like I fought Pocket, and then I fought Acola.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was going through it,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, so that's what you meant by the Steve Gauntlet. Okay, yeah. So I forgot,
Yeah.
like, when I had to play Onin, it was actually the loser of you guys. I forgot that's what happened, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that's interesting, because, like, for example, Syrup is really good, and it's also the reason why I just went into Smash Bros. Already, because, like, every Steve is there. Like, I already got to, like, top 20 on Smash Bros. Dude, there's, like, I have the website here. I already see 4 of them right here. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, against Onin, he's very good, obviously. But I'm not gonna lie, I did feel like I forgot about a lot of how to punish things. I didn't even know how to break blocks anymore. I was like, do I down smash this? Do I forward air it? I think forward air is the best, right? No, go for back air. It's like, I don't know. It's
Go
really
for
weird.
back shit.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's a complicated topic for sure.
Yeah. I wish I agree with like both of you guys. I don't think he should be banned, and it's like if he's gonna be banned, he should be banned everywhere. The thing is, can't really control that because like we don't have a unified global rule set, especially considering that we don't have that backup support. Like that devs like for example Capcom Cup. Like Capcom has a set of rules that apply to every region, and because we don't have that, we don't have like that. I guess league or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just really hard, and obviously like I don't think Japan is gonna ban their best player.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
so like I don't even think he's banned in Europe. I could be wrong, but yeah, I mean like I wish he wasn't banned, man, because but at the same time you can see like Steve's effect in brackets.
Yep.
Like if you compare let's say moves Miami to Port, like with Steve being unbanned, like there's a lot more upsets happening. Even with the amount of upsets that already happened at Miami, like there were a lot more. With that being said, though, like I still don't think he should be banned. I just think it's like a curious thing. I think people just need to get better at the matchup. Like, and I've said this before. I'll always say like I remember people would complain about like, oh, like how do you beat Acola? How do you beat what he's doing? And it's like, dude, like just learn. Like you can learn. I promise you can practice. Like people would always tell me like, oh, Sonic is good against Steve, but what do you do about minecart? What do you do about this? And I was like, just back air it. And people didn't believe me. And then I back air minecart every time on reaction. So it's like, you can, if you practice, if you put your mind into it and the effort, like you can learn it and you can beat Steve.
Yeah, I guess that is true. Now the issue is though, because of all of this whole it's banned here but it's not banned there, the Steves are just not there anymore. So like it's gonna be tough, but I guess you can still do it in some way. Yeah,
it sucks because it makes for a divided competition, and it also makes the rankings weird because it's like, how are you gonna account for that? But yeah, no, getting Steve practice is really hard overall, like because like you said, like they'll just stop playing Wi-Fi, and if they do, they're like, oh, can I go my new main? And I mean, you can't blame them because their character's probably banned in their own scene, so it's hard.
Yeah,
hopefully by or in 2024 there's a clear rule set or something. Like I don't know, that people are either like, okay, he's banned, or okay, he's not banned, period.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, I think it is time to make a decision with that, because we can't keep going this way. But you did make a good point where if Steve players are now playing their new main because the region has a ban or whatnot. The only thing I can say is like if they are still planning on going to majors, like for example like what Onin and Syrup are doing, because I've seen them at pretty much every major lately. I mean, Big House was grants between them to just keep playing Steve. Honestly, like I understand you wanting to play a new main, but dude, the like Genesis, SmashCon, I don't know what other tournament. Those tournaments still have Steve legal, and I mean, dude, you want to go to Genesis and kick? So play your main, so play your main.
This is going to be so big. And that actually leads me to the final point I wanted to ask you both. How is the rest of the year looking for both of you?
For me, I mean, I have Watch the Throne, so I'll see you there. I also have the Coinbox Invitational. I
That's
know Meister's in there as well.
that's a week after Watch the Throne, right?
2 weeks,
Yeah.
I think, or yeah, maybe 1
Two
It's
week.
like
weeks.
No, 1 week.
it's like a
Damn.
1 week.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 week
I
away.
see.
1 week after. Yeah, so it's gonna be that for now. I'm taking a break, I guess, like just resting, and yeah, just preparing for Watch the Throne and the next events.
I mean, much
Nice.
deserved break, dude. You've been grinding insanely, like an insane amount of grind, to be honest.
You're grinding an insane amount of grind. Yeah.
Yes,
Of grind.
you heard that correctly. It's just I don't know how else to put it, man. He literally just grinds and then grinds again, and grinds the grind,
again.
and then grinds the grind that he grinded. Like I don't know, dude. It's insane.
I don't know. Yeah, no sé. What about you, Maister?
I think it's I don't know yet because like I'm debating going to Genesis Black mainly because I want that Watch the Throne spot and I feel like I can do it. But I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I also need a break. I mean, this last half of the year has been tough. Like Gummel, Smash Factor, Delfino Massa, I got 9, literally one set away from top 8. Then I broke the curse at Miami. Then I got 17 at Poor Priority. But I prepared like a lot for that tournament, so I'm kind of like burned out right now. Um, so I may not go to Genesis Black. I'm not sure about it yet. But if not, then Coinbox IRL, like Sonic said, is the next tournament I have. And that one, I think I will end up going to it. At first, I was gonna be like, nah, it's December. It's like Christmas time, family time.
Hey.
But I'm not gonna lie, I'm like giga salty about this past weekend. So I kind of want to kick. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like is it how is Genesis Black going to be like? Is it like I don't know if you go how many qualifiers there is? Is there only
It's
one?
It's last chance qualifier, which is another reason
Yep.
why I'm debating it because I don't want to pull off another 9 round Smash Ball. That tournament was it took a toll on my freaking mental, dude. Like it was insane. Like when I was in winners finals, I was like, okay, you have to not f- up, okay, and like it was just tough. Like after
But
that,
you
they
didn't
told me.
fuck up, but
I mean,
you didn't fuck up, so maybe you can go think the same way and not fuck up again, right?
you know what? You have a good point. I might actually go to Genesis Black. I might. Actually
I think you
do
should.
it. Where is it?
I think you should.
It might worth a try. It's in the same venue, I believe. It's on the
San Jose.
San Jose Guild House, I believe, maybe.
Yeah, Guild
Yeah,
House.
it's at the Guild House. Yeah.
You should go. I think I don't know, Genesis Black is weird because I thought, or you would think that because it's like an LCQ, only the players that haven't qualified can go. But no, like even the players that have qualified can go. It's just like a regular tournament. Yeah, because I know like Light was asking me if I was going because he was thinking about going. I got an entry to go. I'm not gonna go because I'm gonna take a break for Watch the Throne. But yeah, if like a lot of players that qualified go, which I can see that happening, like it's just gonna be like crazy.
It's gonna be like an A
Um,
tier, maybe like an A plus S.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Damn! Now you're telling me I have to go.
Yeah, you should go.
Like I have to go, man. See, the only you know what? Whatever. Let's just do it. F- it. Whatever.
Nice.
Anyways,
I
I mean,
got it. Awesome.
yeah.
That would be 3 Mexicans again, with Sonix 4 Latinos on Watch the Throne. So that'll be hype.
Yeah, hopefully we don't all get 17. All right, so I think that's gonna do it for today. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Thank you, Sonix, for being here. And can we also say that it's his birthday? Give me some happy
Feliz
birthday, Sonix.
cumpleaños
Ah,
a ti. Feliz cumpleaños a ti.
Hey.
Feliz cumpleaños, querido Carlos. Feliz cumpleaños a ti.
Thank you guys.
Felicidades, bro.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
guys, thank you.
Yeah, what a way
Thank
to
you,
spend your
guys.
birthday, man. You want Poor Priority 8 into your birthday? True combo. Let's go, dude.
Yeah, blessed weekend, man. And no, thank you guys, and thank you guys for having me. It's been a blast. I always love just interacting with you guys. So thank you.
Yeah, all right, man. No problem. It was a pleasure having you over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys. Leave your comments down here. I want to see most of the comments being happy birthday, Sonix, you're the GOAT. Or if not, you're going to be blocked from the channel. So go ahead and comment right now. And leave us your feedback in the comments, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you on the next one.